Well, I'd have to say the core similarity between voice acting and on-camera acting is that it's still acting and it still involves creating a character. And so whether you're creating that for the screen or for animation, it's still a character. And you are limited, though, in voiceover in that obviously no one can see you. So you have to figure out how you can convey emotion with using just your voice. And sometimes it's the subtlety of a breath, and sometimes it's the exertion of a run. You know, but you have to pay attention to sounds, to more just natural sounds. I wouldn't say that it affected the. I wouldn't say that the release of the film affected my portrayal of the character. Primarily because it's the cinematic universe's version of the character versus the animated universe. And so I'm playing to kids, you know, kids and teens. You know, I'm playing to a younger audience, and the films are designed to play to a much broader audience. And so there are certain elements of comedy, certain elements of heightened life experiences that work only in the movie in ways that they don't necessarily work in animation. And so I don't try to play the character you see on screen. I think, like I said, at the core of it is who is the character? Who is T'Challa? Well, we know he's a king. You know, we know he is a very smart man, and we know he's a family man. And I think those are very core attributes that you can sink your teeth into and really build a character on. I was raised with an aunt who was in the Sankofa dance troupe, and she was back and forth to Africa, and we lived in a multi-level house in Brooklyn, and they rented the top floor, and in transit were lots of genuine Africans. And so I hearkened back to my exchanges with them and the tonalities that they used, and just, you know, general research available to the common person as well. You know, YouTube is a wonderful thing now. You can learn so much about everything, about, you know, not just about accents, but even just about the world. You know. I have researched only to a certain extent. I think I would do a lot of us a disservice if I played Brother Coates' version of T'Challa in the, you know, Avengers cartoon that I do, because it's skewed for its audience, you know, and so I am respectful of that. And the information I gather about him are things that would be consistent in all forms, in all media, excuse me. I recently began going to cons. My first con was Dragon Con last Labor Day, and I had an amazing experience. I was able to bring my family and see family there. I have family in Georgia. And it was great. I really appreciate being able to interact with the fans and hear their opinion on things and speculate on storylines with them and just go along that ride with them as they share their experiences with the character with me. It's great to see how much they appreciate it, and I in turn try to share my appreciation of them in those moments. And it's great to see the cosplayers. You know, some of those costumes that are homemade are phenomenal, and even the ones that aren't homemade are phenomenal. And I love the courage that people have to wear them and then to approach and have those moments. You know, and because this is why we do the thing, right? I started in theater. One of the great things about theater is the interactivity that you have almost with the audience. They're there, you can feel them, you can hear them cough, you know, and so it's alive, and being able to share that experience with them, it adds a new life to the character.